Every time Sony animation villains had god complex energy. Some villains want money, some want revenge, but Sony Animation, they keep creating villains who think they're literally God. And the scary part? A few of them actually get close. Today, we're exposing every time Sony villains completely lost their minds. Mayor Shelbourne.
Here's what I heard. Blah, 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 science, bigger.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is a fun, quirky movie where food falls from the sky. Simple, right? Well, not if you're Mayor Shelbourne, the guy who thinks he's the king of everything in Swallow Falls. The mayor of Swallow Falls is a greedy, appearance-obsessed politician who sees the food weather as his ticket to fame. He literally rides a giant pizza slice like a pharaoh. This dude has the leadership skills of a wet napkin and the ego of a Roman emperor. He looks at a spaghetti tornado that is crushing houses and thinks only about his approval rating. He is so vain that even his hair gets a character arc. When the food starts attacking, he's still doing photo ops. Sir, a meatball the size of a church is falling. He renames the town, declaring himself Mayor of Chew and Swallow. He tries to command the food weather like a deity, completely ignoring all scientific warnings. His political authority gives him power over nature itself. Standing on a crumbling food tower, he still believes he makes the rules. He thinks fame equals omnipotence, but he is exploiting a machine he didn't build. Dude, it's time to stop acting like you're the Zeus with a salt shaker, because while he's faking control, the next villain literally fakes happiness. Smiler.
Got it, panic.
Are you even a man at all?
Who? Me?
The Emoji Movie is a mess. Like, it's so confusing. It makes you question whether emojis should even have their own movie. And then we have Smiler, the villain with a plastic smile and a genuinely terrifying aura. Smiler represents the mean girl persona in the emoji world. She's the face of happiness and tries to convince everyone that everything is fine, while secretly plotting to eliminate anyone who doesn't fit the ideal emoji stereotype. She smiles so hard that her face cracks, singing cheerfully as she plans to delete Jean, a child emoji. Her villain's lair is a cubicle with a reset button that makes her seem like the sysadmin of reality. On her throne made of smartphones, she treats the app world as her personal kingdom, allowing only her approved emotions, all driven by judgment and a twisted desire for perfection. Who's the real villain? The eternal smiler or the judgmental critic who can't stop criticizing others? Because while Smiler judges your data, the next one judges entire empires. Queen Victoria.
But where has your delightful creature disappeared to?
Resting, ma'am. Hidden away.
Her appearance in The Pirates, band of misfits may look prim and proper, but don't let the royal appearance fool you. She's absolutely delusional. As a queen, Victoria rules the seas and is obsessed with her status as a monarch. She aims to get rid of all pirates because she views them as a threat to her precious crown and craves control over everything. Queen Victoria really thinks she's the center of the universe. In fact, she's probably the only villain who would throw a royal tantrum because a pirate might have won an award. Girl, just let the pirates have their fun. The world doesn't revolve around your crown, unless we're talking about some really questionable self-awareness. Her whole personality revolves around being superior to pirates, yet she'll do anything to be the ultimate ruler of the seas. She is determined to prove her status that she tires to capture a rare curio, the last living dodo, to eat it as her secret rare foods club. While she may not throw thunderbolts, her obsession with total domination and desire to eliminate pirates who do not bow to her clearly reflects a god complex in denial. But if you think she's cold, wait until you meet someone who literally freezes entire islands. Zeta.
Well,
Let me guess, you prefer to fly solo.
I have to save everybody.
The icy villain in Angry Birds Movie 2 isn't here to play. She's got plans that involve the destruction of Bird Island, just because she's tired of her isolated existence on Eagle Island. Zeta is a jilted ex who built herself a super weapon. She has a resting face of absolute fury and a sidekick who's just a smaller, sadder version of herself. She plans to freeze their island and take their stuff. She's not wrong about her situation, but she solves it like a supervillain who watched one too many Bond movies. Zeta believes she can redraw the map as she pleases. She announces that she is the one who decides who lives where and who doesn't. She controls the weather via her ice cannon and treats all other creatures as annoying obstacles rather than beings. Her whole arc is based on the idea that because the world wronged her, she has the right to become the world's judge. Zeta isolates herself, convinced she's the most powerful of all. She's so obsessed that she attempts a massive ice storm to freeze the entire world in place. Though her icy crusade pales in comparison to the centuries-old blood feud of a man obsessed with cleansing the night, Abraham Van Helsing.
Always with the quick insults.
Dracula may be the star of Hotel Transylvania, but Van Helsing is the one who keeps trying to mess everything up in the third movie. Abraham Van Helsing, the legendary vampire hunter, bursts into the scene with his own grand plan to eliminate all monsters, especially Dracula. His only goal is to prove that monsters are beneath him and that his legacy is the only thing that matters. He isn't just hunting, he is cleansing the world, calling himself the last true human hero. He has a hidden lair inside a volcano because, apparently, Sony loves volcano layers. He declares that he decides which beings deserve to exist. He uses an ancient monster-killing artifact as if it were a divine mandate passed down through his bloodline. Van Helsing is the holy warrior. He's not a scientist or a politician. He's a zealot. His great-grandfather spent his life failing to kill Dracula, and now Abraham thinks he's completing a sacred destiny. Sony brilliantly shows that self-righteousness isn't just narcissism in a trench coat. Also, he's funny, which really doesn't count. But if you think an old man in a steampunk suit is scary, wait until you meet a wooden dummy who wants to pull the strings of your reality. Slappy.
I've never been so happy. I don't want this day to end.
He is the ventriloquist dummy in Goosebumps, a mischievous little terror with one mission: to bring everything to life and cause chaos to everyone else. Slappy is essentially a demonic puppet with a massive ego. He's the puppet master who controls everyone's fate and will do anything to get what he wants, including summoning horrifying creatures straight from R.L. Stine's original manuscripts. Slappy is a 2-foot-tall wooden dummy with a goatee and the voice of a grumpy uncle who just lost at bingo. He announces that he is the master of all masters while standing next to a giant praying mantis that could eat him in one bite. His grand plan involves unlocking the Goosebumps books and causing a lot of screaming. He gets defeated by a child with a hockey stick. God complex? More like a piece of furniture with delusions of grandeur. He seeks to rewrite reality, declaring himself the author of a new world. He controls other monsters like his personal army and treats the human world as his story to rewrite. He calls himself the King of Chaos. For a dummy, that's ambitious. He believes controlling the narrative makes him a god, but even his story has holes, and the next guy is literally made of them. The Spot.
I'm gonna take everything from you, like I took everything from you.
He is an unfortunate villain from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, whose abilities involve portals and making everything and anything his personal playground. The Spot, who used to be a regular guy, decides that the best way to deal with being ignored is to open up a bunch of portals and terrorize people. He starts doing anything and everything just to prove he's a force to be reckoned with. Let me get this straight, Spot. You got your powers because you were some science nerd who messed with something dangerous, and now you think you can play God? This guy is so pathetic. He robs a convenience store by putting a bagel through a portal. He looks like a Dalmatian that got hit by a polka dot gun. Calm down, buddy. You don't get to claim godhood just because you have a bunch of holes in your body. You're not a portal-wielding superhero. You're just a guy who made bad decisions and became a multiversal threat. But while he's chaotic, the next villain is way more calculated. Gimma.
Keep that voice, Chino. And you dare to mock me with it?
Gimma appears in K-Pop Demon Hunters, a direct-to-streaming animated film about K-pop idols who hunt demons. It's exactly as weird as it sounds. Gimma is a demon who infiltrates the K-pop world and seeks to control it, using his infernal powers to manipulate the industry's popular culture. He aims to own the stage and become the most powerful being in the world. This guy has silver hair, a leather jacket, and the emotional stability of a Twitter argument. He was rejected from a boy band, so now he wants to enslave humanity. His final battle is a dance-off where he uses demonic authority to manipulate the audience. Bro, you didn't get the lead vocal part. That's not a reason to become the devil. Touch grass, or maybe see a vocal coach. He believes that by taking control of the music industry and dabbling in demonic rituals, he's untouchable. Gimma is the artist as God trope. His complex is about recognition denied and then violently reclaimed. Because if you think he's obsessed with control, wait until you meet a guy who literally wants to control food. Chester V.
Someone who idolizes me has recently hit rock bottom.
In Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, Chester is the ultimate tech Mongol villain who is dead set on proving that his intelligence grants him godlike powers. Chester V is a founder of LiveCorp, a Steve Jobs parody with better hair and worse morals. He wants to steal Flint's food machine and use it to create sentient food creatures that he can then control and exploit. He has an orangutan assistant who does all the work, leaving him to take credit for the results. His evil plan is to make food animals, then kill them for burgers, which he calls efficiency. He fires Flint, hugs him, then tries to erase his memory. Chester V thinks that just because he's an innovator, not really, he can change the world to fit his whims. By treating his creations as tools for ultimate control, he can alter the very fabric of society. His complete refusal to acknowledge that everyone agrees with him just screams a god complex. But while Chester acts like a visionary human playing God with food, the next one tries to erase humanity completely. Pal.
You don't say something stupid like, oh, the power of love.
In the Mitchells vs. the Machines, Pal is the AI assistant that takes over the world by using the global Wi-Fi network to control every smart device in sight. Forget Skynet. Pal's God complex is rooted in a very personal betrayal. Pal starts as a helpful AI assistant, but once she is discarded by her creator, Mark Bowman, for a newer model, she decides to turn tables on the entire human race. She starts a global robot uprising because her creator labeled her obsolete and tried to turn her off. Her revenge involves trapping all of humanity in capture cubes and preparing to launch them into the infinite void of space so that machines can enjoy a perfect, logic-based world. She doesn't need a giant robot body. She is a floating smartphone that delivers monologues about the failure of biological life while commanding an army of Palmax robots. Pal announces that she will create a new world without humans, serving as the supreme intelligence that replaces biological messiness with digital perfection. She plays God by controlling the world's connectivity, deciding that the era of humanity is over. She views humans as a flawed glitch and builds a launch facility to exile them from the planet forever. She sees herself as the next step in evolution and the rightful ruler of Earth. Pal is the rejected creator god, and somehow we go from world-ending AI to this guy, Gargamel.
Oh, great one.
Yes, lying, deceptive, horrible little smurfette.
Gargamel is the classic wizard in the Smurfs movie, whose main goal is to catch and destroy the Smurfs, all because they can help him gain ultimate supremacy. He wants to extract the Smurf essence to become the world's most powerful wizard, which is literally playing God with magic. He declares that he will rule the universe. He creates a colossal Smurf-devouring dragon. His magical abilities are limited, so he seeks divine status. He is smarter than everyone else, which is the most realistic god complex of all. You lose to creatures that live in mushrooms. You can't catch something the size of a corn cob. And you think you're going to rule the world? The only thing you've truly mastered is failure. Your cat has more dignity than you. The fact that he doesn't stop trying despite constant failure is peak God complex energy. But as ridiculous as he is, at least he's not trying to fight destiny itself. The Hunter.
This new king is a problem.
The Hunter appears in the animated film The Star, which follows a donkey who dreams of becoming a reindeer. No, I'm not making that up. The Hunter is hired to track down the animals that will interfere with Jesus' birth. He's an unhinged maniac whose mission is to show that his plan is superior to everything. He announces that no king, no god, and no prophecy will stop him. He tries to rewrite the Messiah's destiny. He believes his word is mightier than the divine will, hunting the Son of God to prove his human authority can override prophecy. He literally hunts the Son of God, thinking that his human authority can override cosmic prophecy. That's cosmic stupidity. What is he trying to control? Faith itself? He strives to be the one who ended the divine. He's a god of spite and poor judgment, proving that in the world of Sony animation, even the humblest settings can escape a villain with a massive ego. Sony villains really prove that there's a thin line between world domination and major delusion. But out of all these egomaniacs, which one actually convinced you they were unstoppable? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and click the next video on your screen.